Hello, hello, hello. Welcome to your under 15-minute session. I'm Asmita, your mentor here at Vedantu, and today we are going to be tackling subject-verb concord or subject-verb agreement. In 15 minutes, I will explain everything to you end to end. So let's get started. SVC, SVA means that in a given sentence, verb and noun need to be friends, which means that they need to agree with each other. If the verb says, hey, if the noun says, noun has the upper hand, hey, we're singular, then the verb says, yes, we're singular. And if the noun says we're plural, then the verb says we are plural. All right, so the verb does everything that the noun says. Singular means singular, plural means plural. All right, so here's how it works. The lion roars. Now you will say, hey, why is there an S here? Very simple. What is our subject? Lion. What is our verb? Roars. Now when it comes to verbs, if it ends in S, that means it is singular. Without S means it is plural. But in a noun, ending with S means plural. Without S means singular, right? So you need to remember this little fact and then you can make changes accordingly. This only applies to main verbs. When it comes to helping verbs, we have different words altogether, like is for singular, are for plural. All right? Now, if we change the noun or the subject here to plural, then it becomes lions. And so we have to get rid of the S here. It becomes the lions roar. Simple? Very simple. All right. He dances well. He, singular, dances, singular. Right? They dance well. They, plural, dance, plural. Now, there are times when it might be a little confusing, and that's the thing with SVC. The basic rule, the main rule, is quite easy, quite straightforward. You got it, I got it, we all got it. But it is in those confusing subjects that we don't know whether to put a singular verb or a plural verb. So those are the kind of subjects that we will now be focusing on, so that if you get such a question in the exam, you're able to answer it easily. He spends his free time practicing singing. What is confusing about this? The thing that's confusing about this is there are too many verb-like words in the sentence. So the first step or the first course of action whenever you have a sentence is for you to see how many subjects are there and how many verbs are there, right? And which verb belongs to which subject. Because you are not going to get these easy, kutti, third standard questions, the lion roars and all. That's not what you can expect in the board exam. You're going to have longer sentences. Longer sentences have multiple subjects, multiple verbs, multiple nouns, multiple pronouns. So you have to be able to recognize which verb belongs to which subject. All right? In this case, he spends. These are a pair. This is a pair. Sorry. So he spends. He singular, spends singular, right? His free time practicing singing. Okay, now practicing singing in this case is the name of an activity, right? It's the name of an activity. So practicing singing is what he spends his free time doing. This is not the verb here. The verb is spends. All right? This was still easy. Let's look at some other examples. Now, she is happy. Here the thing is that we have a helping verb acting like a main verb, and that can happen a lot of times. This is am, are, was, were, the forms of to be, then you have forms of do, then you have forms of have. All of these are generally helping verbs, but they can also come in a sentence as a main verb. In this case, is a stative verb showing us the state of being of our subject. She is happy. Okay? So, is over here is our main verb. Is singular. Why? Because she is singular. Alright? He has a novel and I have a textbook. Now, here we have made a compound sentence. We have added and in the middle and joined two independent clauses together. So here he has a novel. We have one pair of subject verb. I have a textbook. Again, we have a pair of subject verb, right? So he singular, has singular. I is a weird case where I generally takes the plural form, right? I generally takes the plural form, except for with was or were, I takes was. Otherwise, as a rule, I will take the plural form. And is, am, are, I has a separate special word. Otherwise, I have, I do. Okay. So here I have. Suraj, Ankita and Archana have played cricket before. Now here we have a classic case of a compound subject. What is a compound subject? Where multiple subjects are joined together using and. Okay. Now here you have to keep in mind that the multiple subjects that have been joined together are different, not the same thing. For example, if I keep giving this example because it's the easiest to remember, the founder and CEO of my company is Gautam. Here, Gautam is one person, is founder and CEO, right? So, in this case, founder and CEO are two descriptors of Gautam, one person, and so we will not treat it as a plural subject. This case, Suraj, Ankita and Archana are three different people doing some sort of activity, right? And so we have joined them together using and. It is a classic case of a compound subject, and so in this case, we will treat a compound subject like a plural subject and we will use the plural verb have, okay? Have played is in the present perfect tense. Have is what we will adjust according to SVC because the main verb will always be in V3 form. There is always an overlap between tense and SVC, so make sure you're keeping the rules of both in your mind when you're solving these questions. Next, my mother or father has to give me the key to the house. Another confusing case. In this case, again, we have a composite subject in which we have added two different subjects together, joined them together. But here, we have not done the plus. And is always doing the plus. Here, we have used or, which is either this or that. So, when we use or, we are saying either my mother or my father. So, one person has to give me the key. Because we are talking about each of them and we're saying either can give the key, it is fine. Whenever we have the case where two subjects are joined using or, we will treat it as singular, and so we have the singular form has over here. I hope that is clear. Okay. Everyone was happy with her. Everyone. One, you see the word one here, that will help you remember that everyone is treated as singular. Everyone. No one was happy with her. Again, word one, everybody was happy with her. So, whenever you have this buddy word or the one word, it is treated as a singular subject. Neither my uncle nor my aunt is aware of this. Whenever you have neither nor or either or, just remember that the subject closest to the verb is what will dictate the terms of SVC. What is closest to the verb here? Is our verb. Who is closest? Aunt is closest. Aunt is what? Singular. So, this will be singular. Okay. Neither my uncles nor my aunts are aware of this. Okay. Or in this case, if you have only one uncle and multiple aunts, then you can say neither my uncle nor my aunts are aware of this. Okay? Neither my aunts nor my uncle is aware of this. The scissors are very sharp. Scissors is a type of noun that always comes in a pair. Right? Scissors is plural because pair. Pants is plural. Jeans is plural, scissors is plural, glasses is plural, headphones is plural. Why? Because even though it is one thing, it is made up of two things. So, we treat it like a pair, right? So, whenever we have these pair nouns, they are plural. My siblings don't like eating sweets. Here, my siblings plural, don't like. Do you write funny stories? You is our subject here. Okay, and we will always adjust the helping verb according to the subject. In this case, it is do. You is always treated as plural, so we will use the plural subject, plural verb you. Here are some more examples that you can take a look at. Here is your order. Okay, now in this case, your is our subject, is will be according to your. Here is your order. Your order is here. Sorry, what did I just say? Here, one second. Order is your subject because your is your possessive determiner, right? Your order. So order is singular, so is. So whenever we have a sentence that starts with here or there, then make sure to look for the subject after the verb. In these kind of sentences, the subject always shows up after the verb. Okay? Being kind is important. Being kind in this case is our subject. Being kind is the name of an action. It's the name, being kind, okay? Being loving. So that is treated as the noun, and this in this case is singular. 1 million kilometers is a lot. Again, 1 million kilometers is one unit of measurement. It is one single kilometers that we are talking about, right? Distance that we are talking about. So any kind of distance or time being specified as one thing as a subject is singular. Okay? A pride of lions is in Gir National Park. Pride, collective noun, singular. Unless we have the plural of a collective noun. 2 prides of lions are in Gir National Park. Some of the sites are in ruins. Sites, some is our quantifier here. Some of the sites are in ruins. So, according to sites, we will make it plural. Each nut, bolt and screw is expected to work. In this case, because each is used, even though we have multiple things that are being specified, we are referring to all of them one by one because of the use of each. So, in this case, we will use the singular verb is. Alright, I wish I could dance. Now, in this case, I wish I were, this is a better example, that's why I'm giving you, I wish I were a dancer. In this particular construction, when we are talking about a wish that we have for ourselves, only in this case, we use were with I. Only in this case. That's all you need to remember. Alright? So that brings us to the end of all of our confusing examples. Yes. So here are quick exercises for you to finish. Alright, we'll do 2 and then 1 will be your homework. A box of cookies blank distributed in class yesterday. What is our subject? This is a very important rule to remember, that every time you have of something, don't look at what is coming after of. After of is never the subject. What is the subject? Before. What is before of? Box. Box is what? Singular. Was distributed in class yesterday. Mac and cheese blank my favorite meal. Now, even though this is joined with and I told you joining with and means compound subject, mac and cheese make what? One dish. One dish. So, like I said, one distance, one time limit, anything like that. 15 years is a long imprisonment term for the crime. Right? So, that's one time, that duration that we are talking about. So, in this case, mac and cheese is my favorite meal because it is one dish, even though it is made up of 2 separate things. We are not talking about the 2 separate things separately. We will have it together. So, this can have work with anything, bread and butter, dal and rice, etc., etc. Here's the next question, and this is now your homework. So make sure you leave the answer to this in the comments, and that brings us to the end of SVC. Hope that cleared up things for you. We looked at a lot of confusing examples. So now you're not going to miss a single question in your exam. I will see you next time. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.